Manchester United are back on their podium. Man United are now third in the Premier League. Life under Michael Carrick is so nice. We're comfortable. We're comfortable because Benjamin Gunman Sesko fires United into third position. What a goal. What a header. Not a great performance, man, when we delve into the whole game. First half was, for me, atrocious. Probably the worst 45 minutes so far under Michael Carrick. But you know what? It's the 3 points that matters. It's always about the 3 points. I don't care about the performance. It's always about the 3 points. And United get the 3 points. Crucial 3 points. Especially after Liverpool won yesterday, beating West Ham. This was a must-win for United to, cement their place into that top 4 position. But not just the top 4. We're third. You know what I mean? We snatched Villa's chain. We said, get your ass back down here, man. And look up. Because you're looking up at the greatest club of all time, Manchester United. Back on their podium, and rightly so. Michael Carrick, man. He's doing wonders at Old Trafford. Doing wonders for this team. He's doing wonders for these sets of players. For SESKO, a lot of United fans were adamant, SESKO has to start. But you start him in a game against Palace when you know you're going to get a lot of balls into the box. And it's been great management, man management from Carrick, from Steve Holland, from Woodgate, whoever's in charge, in coaching these guys and, putting an arm around the shoulder. All of those coaches, including Carrick, have done a wonderful job with Benjamin Sesko. Wonderful job. And you see it, his confidence. But the way he won that header today, his movement to get in front of the Palace defence. And that header is incredible. You can't teach that as such. It's something players like Sesko learn as they gradually get along, and they kind of get that instinct within themselves of, you know what, I know how to header a ball, I know when to attack and head a ball, and he's got that in the locker. And we utilized Sesko today in the best way possible. Bruno Fernandes, by the way, in that second half, we need to start having some Ballon d'Or conversations about Bruno Fernandes, because the way he's playing right now, if he goes and leads Portugal now to a World Cup in the summer, you don't want to be around me when Bruno Fernandes wins that Portugal World Cup, because the conversations I'm putting Bruno Fernandes in, a lot of people will be uncomfortable with. I'm putting him in brackets that you won't have heard of. You won't have heard of. Right now, we're comparing him to Ozil, Kevin De Bruyne. He's left that table. If he wins the World Cup for the Portuguese, if he gets us to the Champions League, the conversations I'm putting Bruno Fernandes in, Zinedine Zidane, Iniesta, we're shoulder to shoulder. Soon. Let's be patient. Calm down. I gotta calm down sometimes. Let's get serious. Let's get into what I think, how the game unfolded, and the crucial points of the game. Manchester United, Crystal Palace. United 2-1 winners in the end. I thought Crystal Palace first 45 minutes were the much better team. I thought we looked tired, lethargic. The way we started the game was awful. I don't think Lenny Yoro looked comfortable at the back. I think he needed to gradually get into the game. He had a great game, I believe, against Everton away from home. I thought he replaced Lisandro Martinez well in that game. But I think he was very lethargic. But it's inexperience, right? He's a young player coming from France to the Premier League, his first season. So, you know what? We can let that slide. We can let that slide. But hopefully, as the years go by, he'll become an experienced central defender at the back. He has the quality, but it's all about the mental focus. And unfortunately, he lost his man at the set piece. Lacroix for Crystal Palace made him look like an idiot. It was an incredible header. No goalkeeper saving that. It was literally pinpoint straight into the corner. It was unlucky for Le Mans, but yeah, Lenny Yoro didn't do us any favors. Then I don't think Bruno Fernandes. I just now I talked about the conversation I'm putting Bruno Fernandes in, but that first 45 minutes from Bruno Fernandes, he was, giving the ball away. Long balls were going all over the place. Short passes weren't as accurate as you normally, associate with Bruno Fernandes. That Bruno Fernandes in the first 45 minutes is kind of the Bruno Fernandes we kind of saw under Ralph Rangnick. Hit and miss. After that Oli period, Bruno wasn't the same. He wasn't as happy. Maybe the same as towards the the end of Ruben Amorim's period. Wasn't great. I'm talking about his performance wise. Sloppy passes, looked frustrated. And when Bruno Fernandes looks frustrated and he isn't playing to the best of his, ability, it impacts the rest of those players. And it did. I looked at Casemiro, Kobe Manu. They wanted the ball, but they weren't playing that forward pass. We weren't taking enough risks. And I think once Bruno Fernandes in the second half realised, I'm sure after a grilling from Carrick and Cole in the locker rooms, I'm sure Bruno Fernandes said, you know what, I've got to take the risk. I've got to play in fifth gear here now. We need to win this game. We need to step back onto the podium. We might be wearing that bronze medal right now, but, get Villa out of there. They're not a big club. And you know what? Let me shout out a few. Let me pause my match reaction, my review of the match, because Uncle Name, hold that. My boy Hassan Hussein, hold that. Aston Villa, man, get down. You man signed Tammy Abraham, and you thought you was gonna challenge for the league. Unai Emery was saying, let's dream. We're your worst nightmare, yeah? Humbled. I think third position is cemented for Man United. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, man, Villa have been shocking the last few months. But yeah, let's get back into it. For me, my man of the match, Bruno Fernandes, outstanding in the second half. For all the errors that he came up with in the first half, his second half performance, incredible. But big shout outs to, again, Big Baz, Big Harry Maguire. Walks off to another standing ovation at Old Trafford after another dominant display. Another Big Baz performance, leading the back line, showing Lenny Yoro how to, overcome so much criticism that he's had. And you know what? Kudos to that man, because what he's been through at Manchester United, from becoming a meme, from his criminal activities in Greece, from all the price tag, he's overcome all of that, and he's performing unbelievably well. And you know what? Sometimes in anyone's career, you deserve a pay rise, you deserve a new contract. Harry Maguire, my boy Big Baz, you deserve a new contract. Incredible, man. Incredible. Luke Shaw, I believe, was having a stinker in the first half. I'm not a big fan of Luke Shaw, but he was stinking out the place, man. Stinking out the place. I was looking at him like this, stinking out the place. He did not look up for it. You could tell he did not look up for it, and I'm glad Ramadan Rosa. My boy had a Rosa. He was fasting. But what a performance from Mazraoui. To come on in that game when we're losing and to just shore it up, playing as a right-footed left-back is a tough job. And he made it look easy. So Mazraoui, round of applause, man. For me, one of the best performers on the pitch today. I thought Mbeumo wasn't great. I've been watching Mbeumo last few games. He's kind of taken his foot off the pedal, but it happens. But Mazraoui, for me, in terms of the best performers, Mazraoui, Bruno Fernandes. I think Cunha was great, the way he won the penalty, the way he was taking on his man, coming in from left wing. Kobe Mainu just looked like what I always say he is, a quarterback. Just knows, give me the ball. I'll get us out of danger. Shielding. And he looks strong, man. The way he's starting to shield the ball, Kobe Mainu looks strong. But yeah, those are my best performers. Bruno Fernandes, man of the match. Mazraoui, Cunha, Kobe Mainu. For me, the best performance. Of course, Big Baz as well. But wasn't the greatest of performances today by Michael Carrick's Manchester United. But we get the 3 points against a very well-organised Crystal Palace. They were very well organised from minute zero today. And it took a lot for us to break them down. Obviously, the red card helped us. But kudos, man. Bruno Fernandes, incredible again. But yeah, let's get into your hot takes. As you all know, hot takes, reviews, your player ratings, whatever comments you provide me on X, I will share them on here. So please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me over on X. Follow me over on all my socials. Yeah, let's get into it. Hassan says, this is the issue. They drop off, look tired, no sharpness. Strange one-man down Palace still looked dangerous, still found space behind United's midfield. I agree. I agree. But it frustrated me those last 30 minutes after we got that goal. It really frustrated me, man, because we had so many opportunities to kill the game. We had so many opportunities. I think we just weren't looking for that final pass. We weren't looking to kill them off, and I don't know why, because they could have easily gone and got an equalizer, because we were committing a lot of midfielders forward, and they could have easily hit us on the break, even with one man down, and they did look semi-dangerous even after their red card. But I think Palace was super organised. I think Glasner did a superb job of how they approached the game. Kana says Carrick has managed SESKO superbly. Casemiro playing his best football, and so is Bruno. And still a high chance they both leave this summer. Kana, we covered it. Carrick has managed. I already said it. This game was perfect for him to start in. So incredible from Carrick and co. Casemiro and Bruno to leave this summer. Well, we know Casemiro's leaving. Fingers crossed. Toes are crossed. Everything. Eyes are crossed, bruv. Bruno, please. Please, hopefully Bruno doesn't leave, man. Bruno doesn't leave. But you know what? The way the hierarchy set up at Manchester United, I wouldn't put it past them allowing Bruno to leave. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, you're spot on. Two of our best performers since Carrick's come in could well and truly leave. Razman says, with Noose coming on, Mazraoui, it gave United that defensive stability on left. Shaw was having a bit of a shocker, like I covered. 6 to 7 out of 10 performance, but toughest match is next. Newcastle away is going to be a tough game. Razman, Newcastle away is going to be the toughest game for me. St. James's Park, I covered it in my previous video. I'm scared of Newcastle. And I know they lost to Everton at home, but this is what they want to bounce back. This is what their fans are going to be up for, is United at home. The real United, playing the real United at home. They're gonna be up for it. St. James's Park is gonna be bouncing. Hopefully, I hope we get the first goal. But I like that. That's the review of the week from Razman. Yeah, he gave us Mazraoui, incredible performance. Gave us that defensive stability on the left, and yeah, I'd say, mate, 6 out of 10, a 6 out of 10 performance from everyone. It wasn't great, but the 3 points is what matters. So yeah, man. Man United go third, Newcastle United next. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit me up on my socials. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. It helps out with the algorithm and it'll help me grow. Take care, man. See you down the road.